Alrighty guys, real quick, yes, I can in fact duplicate it, guys. Y'all see that cooling hand? It's creeping higher and higher to the H mark, which means this thing is overheating. Now here's the deal, y'all know where this is going. She just left another shop, cousin Pookie shop to be exact. All right, they just did some work on him, so my job here is to find out not what they did, find out what's wrong with the car, and everything else will fall into place. All right, I'm not here to make anybody look bad. I just this is my job, this is what I do. Okay, figure out what's wrong with cars that ain't working right. Now let me give you a warning about driving around overheating. All right, it's not good, because the majority of engines now in cars today are made of aluminum. All right, they have predominantly they're just made of aluminum, so you cannot in fact let them get real hot, or you will warp her head and destroy an engine. All right, I'm talking too much. This thing is creeping up higher. Let's go under the hood and look at some things, guys, because from what I heard, they replaced a bunch of stuff. All right, cooling related, of course. Ooh, worm clamps, none of that matters. Now this is the main area. You look, this housing right here, if it was leaking, I'd have cooling all over there. But taking a look at this reservoir, the system is not empty. If it was, that would be low. Now here's what you want to pay attention to. Y'all see that fan? It's not on. Now you'll also see right here, it's a brand new fan. So they just put a fan on here, guys. The fan is not coming on. You got to have airflow through the radiator in order for your cooling system to operate efficient. All right, I don't know. I think they replaced that fan, the thermostats, and everything. The car's still overheating. So my job now is to figure out why the fan ain't coming on. All right, let me turn this off. I don't want to overheat it. Alrighty, guys. See, now this is where a real good scan tube come into play. All right, an electric fan is just that, an electric fan, an electric motor. All right. Any electric motor requires 12 volts and a ground to operate. What I can do to speed the process up, finding out if the computer has control over the fan. Remember how this system works, or how most cooling systems work from an electrical standpoint. This is a coolant sensor, right? It measures the temperature of the coolant. I don't know. Now, from a general cooling system standpoint, car's thermostat will open at 195. I think that's the rating, average rating of a typical thermostat, 195. It will open, which will allow all the heated coolant inside the engine to be released and come back out to the radiator and start this vicious cycle all over. But it needs help of airflow blowing through. The fan pulls air. It don't push air through the radiator. Okay, it pulls air through the radiator, all right, to release all of that. Now if you're driving on the freeway going real fast, you don't really need an electric cooling fan, because ram air will be doing the job for you. That's why I always say, if you got a problem with your car overheating when you come to a stop, yeah, that's when you suspect the fan. If you're not overheating while you're on the freeway, but you're overheating at a stop, look at your fan operation, because your fan is mostly needed at a stop when you're not moving. Yeah, you still may need airflow through the radiator. All right, so back to this cooling sensor. It tells this computer the temperature of that coolant. If the temperature is too high or set, if the temperature is at a predetermined amount, the computer will instruct the electric cooling fan to come on. Okay, let's say 230 degrees. All right, computer is just binary codes, a bunch of numbers. If it see 229 temperature and then it hit 230, it will direct mostly a relay to tell the fan to come on. All right, yeah, this is not a tipper. Okay, this is typical PDI fuse box. All right, now I don't know which relay controls the fan. I don't know nothing. I don't know this stuff by heart. But what I'm gonna do to shortcut this whole system, this whole thing, is go to my scan tool. There's a feature under there called actuate. I'm gonna by the instructions that I give it, I'm gonna tell the computer, hey, turn the damn fan on right now so I can see if you have control over the fan. All right, if I instruct by way of actuating this computer to turn that fan on, the fan turn on, that means the computer has control over the fan. All right, yeah, let's go check it out and see what we can do. All right, guys, here's the car right here. We're working on a 2014 Dodge Journey with a 2.4 four-cylinder engine. Now, what we want is actuators. All right, now here go the number of things I can actuate or command the computer to turn on. Radiator cooling fan right here, relay 2 control. Let me click that. We're gonna toggle this thing on and off, on and off. We're gonna hit start. Now what we're gonna do, according to the computer, it should be toggling on off. Let's go back to the car and see if it's doing just that. And ladies and gentlemen, it is in fact not toggling. Now, you know what's crazy? Y'all listen, y'all hear this? The relay is toggling. In other words, the computer is commanding the relay to toggle on and off so the fan will operate. Where is it at? Right here. Yeah, stop. So the relay is telling the fan to come on, but guess what? Fan is not coming on. So we got a problem between here and the actual fan that cousin Pookie put on. All right, you know what that means? We got more diagnosing to do. Now let me gain access to the harness that feed the fan. You know what you can do? You can pull. You remember what I said earlier? In order for an electric fan to work, gotta have 12 volts and ground. We can pull this connector off this fan. Oh, you know what? Y'all see that? Wait a minute. Let me get some light. Fan came on, guys. Just when I touched it. Hold on. Ah, look at that. All right, let me do this. Let's go change the command to stay on all the time. All right, instead of toggling. Let's get it. All right, we're gonna stop this from toggling. We're gonna go. Let's click stop. And we're gonna go to just pure on. Alright, and then we're gonna hit start. Alright, according to this command, that fan should be running right now. So let's see, is it running? And no, it's not running. However, before I just barely touched this connector and it started running. Let's see if it do it now. Oh man. Yeah. That's why you have to diagnose cars, guys. Something wrong with that connector or the fan motor or the connection. Something wrong with the connection. All right. Yes. That's what you call duplicating and finding out what's not doing what's supposed to do. Yeah, so I took the connector all the way out. Now, what you should do is look real good at that connector and see if those pins are open excessively. They're not. The only thing I can come up with, guys, is this latch right here. It's simply not locking down. All right, so I can bend this to where that latch will hold that in place. All right, when I do that and actuate the fan, it come on and off like it's supposed to. So what I'm gonna do now is plug this in properly, the correct way. That's a shame because I'm gonna have to charge for diagnostics on this. All right, I'm gonna have to charge accordingly. All right, I had to figure out what was wrong with it. Doesn't matter how minute my findings are, you still have to charge to find the problem. All right, you took it to another shop and they failed you. All right, you didn't go back to that shop. Maybe this is the thing. This is what I understand about some customers. All right, some of them, they just refuse to take their car back to the shop because they say that shop ripped them off, or I don't never want to go back there. All right, for whatever reason, that bad experience sticks with them and they never want to go back. Now, two things I may accomplish here is gaining a customer, number one, gaining a customer's trust, number two, okay, because I went directly to the source of the problem and found the problem. Unfortunately, it's not going to be free. This is what I'm trying to say. I said all that to say that part. So what I'm gonna do is yeah, I heard the click. Now if I pull back down on it, it's not trying to come out, so that should be. Now what I'm gonna do is run the car and see. I think the fan come on at 212 or either 220, and see if the fan come on when it's supposed to. If it do, guys, this car's fixed. All right, yeah, they done did everything else, so I don't want to, you know, overcomplicate things. So let me run this car for a while and see what happens. All right, guys, so before you deem it fixed, as you can see, the cooling hand is in the center. Now let's take a look at, we're at 212 now. I don't know when the fan's supposed to come on, so let's go and see when this fan come on and if it's fixed. All right, where we at? The fan is not on yet. Nope. So where we at temperature wise? Cooling temp 213. Can y'all see that? So we got 213. I don't know when. I'm thinking 219 maybe. Where we at? 213.8. Let's see when this damn fan, when the computer, there it is. When did it come on? Oh, 215. So this fan come on at 215 degrees. Thermostat open at 195 and the fan kick on at 215. Wow, that's kind of soon. All right, so now the way you can tell if it's fixed or not, that temperature should go down. Where we at now? See, it's going down 212, 210. Ladies and gentlemen, that is because the fan, look, it's off. So the fan come on at 215 and go off at, what is that? 201, 203. Yeah, it's off now. Come on at 215, go off at 205, I want to say. I didn't catch the exact time. Well, guess what? That was a cycle. You know what I mean? I fixed it. That's exactly what that means. Damn thing fixed. All right, so I'm proud of myself. As for cousin Pookie, what could he do what could he have done to prevent this? I tell you what he could have done. Rechecked his work. Guys, never give a customer their car back, especially you working on an overheating complaint. Why the hell would you give a customer's car back just because you made a repair? You should verify that the car is fixed. You should verify that it's not overheating. Just because you see coolant on top of the transmission and you replace this housing, that doesn't mean you fix the car. Okay? Yeah, it could be some underlying issue. You have to drive these things and verify that it's not overheating. What I just did there was verify that it's not overheating. I just let this vehicle, this cooling system, go through its cycle, and I'm convinced it's repaired. The fan is coming on now. I fixed it. All right, guys, I gotta go. That's all I have. Thanks for watching.